Hey everybody, it's me, English teacher Matthew, and we're back again for another English lesson video. Today we're going to continue talking about grammar, but because it's Friday, happy Friday everybody, but because it's Friday, I thought I would go through something easy today. Just some review, but maybe there's some extra new things you can learn today, as well as review some things that you've learned before. Obviously, if you haven't done so already, please press the subscribe button here. And if you want to see more, make sure you check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I try to release one video at least every weekday. Maybe sometimes that doesn't happen, but you should always come back and check my channel because there will be more free content coming your way soon. And so let's talk about today's lesson, because today's lesson, maybe you can see it already, what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about it. Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about should and ought to. Now, maybe you know, but the should and ought to have pretty much the same meaning. We use them to give advice or to suggest something to somebody. They have affirmative, which means positive, negative and interrogative forms, which we will go through. Okay, the most common one is should, and you will see that and hear that all the time. But ought to means the same. It's a bit more formal, but we also use ought to mean when we want to be a little bit stronger. Because when we use ought to, there's a little bit more emphasis. Maybe I'm a little bit stronger in my meaning. Because when we say should, it's just a suggestion, just a little bit of advice, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Like I can say you should drink water, but you can be like, yeah, I don't agree with you, but you should drink water, especially in the hot weather like today. Whew. Can you see my sweat? So, no you can't, hopefully. So anyway, that's the first sentence. This is the affirmative sentence. You should drink water. Am I drinking water? Yes, it is water. This is sparkling water. Sparkling water has a few bubbles in it. I prefer sparkling water. So you should drink water. The next one, we shouldn't go out at night. And you notice here the negative not is just added onto the end. We shouldn't go out at night because it's too dark. Maybe someone will rob you. And in the interrogative form, when we want to ask it as a question, should can be a question word, and we can say, should we eat that? Like if you see some bugs on the plate, should we eat that? And let's talk about ought to. Like I said, same meaning. We use it to give advice, give a suggestion. It's a little bit more formal, a little bit more stronger, a little bit more emphasis behind it. So when I say you ought to lose weight, it's kind of like you're a bit fat, you ought to lose weight. But it's not a very nice thing to say to someone. Don't say it. And then the negative, she ought not to be late. Don't know if you can see that very well, but she ought not to be late. The not is just positioned between the ought and the to. Yeah, you see that? She ought not to be late. She ought to be on time. And then the interrogative form down here, ought, it can be a question, but it's not really used. It's very, very rare, and you will sound very posh, like the Queen. Hello, I am the Queen. But you can say, ought we to be more careful? Ought we to be more careful? But like I say, we don't really use that form, but I'm just telling you, so the people at the back who know all of this, you've learned something new today, I think. So, ought we to be more careful? Of course. Should we be more careful? Definitely. We should definitely be careful nowadays. You ought to wear a mask whenever you go outside in public, so as not to spread coronavirus. So if you don't wear a mask, I'm looking at you, wear a mask. But anyway, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you want to see more, make sure you press the subscribe button. And until next week, have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you learned something new, and make sure you practice some English over the weekend as well. Have a great weekend and see you next week.